Alright, 3.1 notes are the beginning of our Chapter 3 section, equations and inequalities. So we're going to start off by just solving equations with addition and subtraction. So this is going to give you the steps for how to do it, and this process goes, first you have to identify what your variable is, because that's what you're going to try and get by itself, and you're going to always do the opposite operation to get it by itself. So for example, here's our equation. Right now the variable is x, and that's what I need to solve for. That's what needs to be by itself by the end. So what I like to do is I like to separate the sides of my equation, and I know I want to get x by itself, and right now it's being subtracted by 7. So to get x by itself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 7. Because when you do negative 7 plus 7, you get 0. So that will get x by itself. But for equations, whenever you add or subtract anything on one side, you have to keep it balanced. You have to do the same thing on the other side. So if I added 7 here, I have to add 7 on the other side as well. So if I add 7, I would get 47. So this little spot right here is, I'd like you guys to check your answers after you get finished with them, just to make sure. Since they're one-step equations, it should be nice, quick, and easy. So I'm going to plug 47 back in for my variable, so for x. So I'm going to rewrite it, and I'm going to write 47 minus 7, and that should equal 40 if I did everything right. And it does. So my solution is checked. Okay, so your inverse of addition is going to be subtraction, and then the inverse of subtraction is going to be addition. So that just means the opposite. So that's an important word for us to remember. So let's do some practice problems. So remember to always start by separating your sides. My variable is x. That's what I want to get by itself. So to get x by itself, I'm going to do the inverse, or the opposite operation. So I'm going to add 45 on both sides. That would be the opposite. So I would get x by itself on this side is equal to 33. Next one, I'm going to separate my side. This time I have an addition problem. I need to get n by itself. That's my variable. So to get n by itself, I'm going to do the opposite and subtract 6 on this side now. So I have n equals negative 17. Now let's check this one. So if I were to plug negative 17 back in for n, let's see what I would get. So I'm going to rewrite it over here, negative 17 plus 6. Let's see what that would give us. That would give us a negative 11, which is what we wanted. So it's a nice, easy little thing. You can do it in your calculator. Just plug the number you got for the variable in for the variable, and you should get the right answer. Alright, this one looks a little weird because my variable is on a different side this time. So just remember, you're always just trying to get the variable by itself. So if I'm trying to get m alone, I'm going to do the opposite. This is a positive 7. So to get m by itself, I would subtract 7 on both sides. So I'm left with m equals negative 10. You can rewrite it so it looks normal here with the variable on the left, but either one would be acceptable. Alright, last one. We have a double negative here. So after you separate your sides, the first thing you're going to want to do is do your double sweep. So this is really x plus 10. So that's important because now our inverse operation, or our opposite operation, is going to be subtract. So we're going to subtract 10 on both sides. So we have x is equal to negative 8. Let's check this one. So if I plug negative 8 in for x, I have negative 8 plus 10, and that does indeed equal 2. So that's one-step equations just using addition and subtraction. Tomorrow we're going to multiply and divide.